Hey guys, this is the $35 Steadicam design based off the Steadicam Merlin. In that last video I kind of showed you, sort of how to put it together and the parts that I used. In this one I'm going to basically briefly explain some changes I made to it since then and some things I'm going to do in the future. And then show you a little bit in the mirror demonstration of how it's really balanced. First of all, the first change I did was on the U-joint. Can't really see it because of the angle and I don't really want to unscrew it, but you can see right here the U-joint here. Before I just was using the male end. Now I've actually cut off the female and just put it, because it fits, like I said before, it kind of fits right on there, and you just slide it on it, and basically it's acting as a tube. The male I cut off, obviously the female I cut off from the its little joint thing, but the male I cut off too, so it's a little bit shorter than the female, so it kind of fits inside the tube at the top, and that allows for when you screw it in again, it allows the female to kind of be the blunt of the force going against it, so it just makes it a little bit stabler. I also hammered down this conduit hanger here so that it's more flush. If you've noticed, they're a little bit rounded kind of on the edges, so I wanted to make it as flush as possible so that washer would fit flush, and so would the U-joint. So it seems to be a little bit better. Now I have messed up this conduit hanger. It's not as tight when I screw it on. It actually is loosened up on me, and I think it's just because I've taken it off and on so many times, and because I hammered it. I did it too much. So be careful if you're going to hammer it, and if you do and you notice this is too loose, I guess probably have to maybe put like a piece of rubber in there to kind of keep it stable. I'm not really sure yet what I'm going to do about that. So if I figure it out, I'll put it in the description. But as long as you do it just one time, I think you'll be okay, as long as you design it the first time instead of taking it on and off. I mean, it's going to weaken the metal, and I think that maybe is another reason why it's not as tight. So, because the first time I did it, no problem at all. Anyways, the other thing I'm going to change is, so that I don't have to see how I have to do this right here, it's off to the angle, these weights back here. So that I can keep those flat, straight up and down, I'm going to probably design a stage for this camera so that you can trim it forward, back, left, and right. That way it can better compensate for that center of gravity, because the tripod mount on this camera, this is the HTC SD9, is not at the center of gravity. This LCD screen being out even changes the center of gravity on it, so it's not the best thing in the world just to mount it directly on a single point here, because then you have to compensate for it like this, I believe, and that can cause some kind of I'm not really good with physics. I don't remember my physics that well, but I think it causes some kind of angular force. As you can see, it kind of rotates if I pull the gimbal towards me or away. And since I redid this gimbal up here, it's not as bad, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to live with it, I think. But I'm going to try to design a trimmable stage. So we'll see, and once I get that done, then I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this for you. I've got probably about 1.5 seconds roughly drop time, so here goes. So I'm still slightly bottom heavy, but as you can see, with 1.5 seconds or so, 1.25 seconds maybe, drop time. It's not really, I can move it pretty quick and it's not really rocking, so it's not that much of a pendulum motion. It's pretty good. I'm happy with it so far. Kind of messed up there because I've got the gimbal sideways, but and it's turning, so I've got to apply a little bit of force to the bottom U-joint to stop it from rotating. And that's what you're supposed to do anyways. You're supposed to be able to manipulate this with 2 hands, so that's what it's really designed for. I'm using my left hand to support the weight and to turn it and to stop it from turning, and then I use my right hand to adjust pan and tilt if necessary, or to compensate for any movement, to kind of correct that. If I'm moving too quick forward and back, I can kind of stop that from occurring. So I'll go ahead and jump for you and show you that. Might not be level. I just kind of noticed that. I think I might not be. Let's see. Alright, jumping a little bit. Make it get straight. Okay. Of course it's turning because my hand's going up. Silly thing. Alright. It's still turning. Let's try jumping this way. That is bad. So, you know, the point is if you're running, you shouldn't be having a lot of problems with it. And it seems to be doing good. If I can just get this, maybe the trimmable stage on and get this straight up and down as far as these weights go, it should fix that turning problem. Anyways, any questions or comments, please feel free to post, and thanks for watching.